Hello everyone, I am Raju Koshi, founder of Snippet Commerce Private Limited and Square Labs LLC, United States. So we are a company offering digital commerce solutions on different platforms like Oracle ATG, Salesforce Commerce Cloud, Shopify, etc., etc. Today, why I'm here because I just want to show you a sample project on how we can deploy an embedded application using React Node to Shopify, right? So I just have written a blog on Medium. So this is the URL. I'm going to put this URL in YouTube, so you can just go through everything, but I will explain how this works. So if you look at this architectural diagram, let me try to zoom it. Yeah. So there is a front end which is built using React, and there is a backend which is built using Node Express. And obviously this is the Shopify, right? Shopify server. So we are going to build these two blocks today, the front end and the backend, okay? And then we are going to deploy the web application that we have created, this front end and backend, to the Shopify as an embedded application, right? So in a one line, I can rephrase this. We are going to deploy an embedded application in Shopify. What is that embedded application has? It has front end with React and the backend using Node Express, right? How these three blocks communicate each other? The front end will call the backend, Node Express using some route APIs or some Express endpoints, right? Requesting some data. After receiving the request, backend, what it does, it in turn calls Shopify using Shopify out-of-box built GraphQL admin APIs or Ajax API or REST APIs, whatever, right? It uses Shopify APIs to get information from the Shopify, and then this backend will return that information back to the front end. Okay, so this is the general architecture. Now let us create a boilerplate code for front end and backend. In order to create the boilerplate code for front end and backend, we have to use Shopify's CLI utilities. So this is a specific command for that to generate the node specific boilerplate codes. So in order to execute this specific command, you need to have some kind of prerequisites, like you need to have this CLI installed, node installed, and everything, right? So I have everything installed. So let us create an application, embedded application. So let me go to Visual Studio Code Editor and let me create one directory. Let me go to one directory, Snippet Commerce. So currently I am this directory, Snippet Commerce. So right now, what we will do is, like, we are going to create an embedded application. So I'm just copying this command and put it here. So it is going to execute this command and retrieve all the boilerplate codes for the front end and the back end. Okay, so it is asking whether you want a new app. Yes, I want a new app. It is providing a custom name. I don't like this custom name, so I can put it like, maybe I can change to embed-app. Right now it is contacting the GitHub of Node repositories and getting all the associated template code. It's going to take some time, so we should be like very patient about this process. So what is doing right now, what they are doing is it's actually creating the boilerplate code for the front end and the back end. That's what right now we are doing. Okay. So you know about it. I mean, you can create front end elements using HTML and using some JSX components or Reacts. So that's what we are going to use it today. And then backend, obviously, that will be like we'll be using Express Node application. Okay, so yeah, you see everything is done here. The boilerplate codes are generated. You can straight away see the boilerplate code here. Let us closely check what are all the different files. I'm not going to explain everything here, but at least we can look. The front end has all the assets, components, pages, etc. So if you go to app.jsx, this is the critical file, right? So if I open that, you can pretty much see about the routes, the navigations, home, page name. So these are all React's components, and they use a little bit of like Polaris, providers. This is one of the important file, and there are like different pages, and there are like different components, product cards, etc. So this is the front end component, right? And then the server component is this index.js, right? So if you look at this index.js, you can pretty much see the Express configurations, right? So right now you have seen two things: the front end and the Express backend. That's exactly what we have depicted here: the front end and the Express backend, right? So now the second process, the second step is, let me clear this. We just need to deploy this application to the Shopify. So let me log into my Shopify. Okay, yeah, let me see. So in order to start developing things, because right now you are going to develop your own functionalities on this particular application, right? Front end, you'll be like doing a lot of custom code here, and you'll be doing a lot of custom code in the server, because you'll be writing a lot of new endpoints on the Express. So in order to start doing that, you need this to be run somewhere on the Shopify, right? So for that, you need to put the command npm start npm run dev. Npm run dev. Yeah, sorry. So we just need to actually go to the app folder, because right now my path is snippet commits. So I need to go to my embed app and then run that command again. Okay. Yeah, so there is some error, because it says that you need a dev store, right? You need a dev store to test your application. Actually, I don't have created a development store. You can only create your development store on Shopify partner website. Okay, that's very important to know about. Otherwise, you won't be able to develop things. So let me go to partner site. I have an account there. I already logged into partner website. I'm now going to create a development store. Okay, so create a store for client? No. Create a store to test and build? Yes. So I'm going to put my store name like snippet commerce dev store. I know that's very lengthy. Yep. Okay. So it says that it is available, so I can actually create development store. But make sure that when you create a development store, you need test data to test some functionalities. When I say test data, this is purely e-commerce. So you need catalog, product, pricing, everything, right? So check this checkbox. Start with test data. So it is going to import few sample data for you. Okay. Yeah, pretty much that. Then I'm going to create my development store. Shopify, come on. Yeah, so it will ask to log in again. So I'm going to log in to my account. So that's it. It created a development store. We are actually here in our development store. Okay, so if I go to online store, I can pretty much see my theme. Down theme is the default theme. Actually, you can customize themes. We can discuss about that later. But this is the theme, and you can preview the store by going here. This is my development store. So I can pretty much see all my products listed here. I can go to different product detail page, etc., etc. Okay. So we created a development store. Let me go back to my partner account. Sorry, 1 second. Yep. Let me log in again and come back. So right now, if you look at my partner account, so I already created a store, development store, snippet commerce dev store, right? So I got a development store. I can test my development store in. So let me go back to my command utility. So let me run it again. Let me clear this. I will run npm run dev again. Okay, now it recognizes it. Right now it recognizes it because I already logged into Shopify through command line utility. That's the reason why it is recognizing. Okay, and it is asking, hey, you know what? Do you want this store or that development store? This store is actually my real-time store. This is the store which I have just created via partner development. So I need to select the second one. If I select the first real store, it is not going to allow to test the application. I can show you that because it's my real-time store. You see, it says that the store you specified is not a dev store. So I need a development store. So let me go back, and so I will select my development store. So it is asking like, hey, you know what, this is your tunnel URL. Do you want to automatically update? So remember this, guys. Shopify Shopify requires a hosting service for our custom app to be hosted. Okay. For the time being, what Shopify does is like, they will host our application using Cloudflare temporary tunnel URL. We just need to change from tunnel URL to some other hosting service URL like Heroku or Fly.io. Okay. Right now we can just go there, use Shopify out of box Cloudflare URL. Okay, that's it. I mean, it is done. So we can now start developing things. So it is actually showing here two things: preview URL. So we just need to click on the preview URL. So it opens up a web browser, and it is asking me to deploy the newly created embed app to the development store. So I can go ahead and deploy. So if you look at here, it is asking for some access, right? Because this application needs access to view the store owner personal data. This application needs access to view and edit products data, right? So how this application is requesting that, from where it is coming? Actually, this is coming from apps, embed apps configuration file, Shopify app.toml file, TOML file. So here, we specifically, the boilerplate code has specifically set the access scopes to write_products. That is what it is asking when you try to install this app in Dev Store. So let me install it. So which means that I'm providing the products write access to this app. This app is right now installed as an embedded app inside the Shopify Dev Store. And you see the app is coming up. And you see, nice work. The app is loaded, right? So let us see from where this data are coming from. Total product 17, product counter, nice work, blah, blah, blah. So let us see the front end portion of the code. So I'm going back, and we will start from scratch. Let us open up the front end and then go to app.jsx. It has navigational menus, home and page name. Where it is showing actually, that is actually showing here the page name. You see the page name. So if I can actually change this page name, maybe I can append something here for a testing purpose. Test. If I save it and go here, you can see immediately it is reflecting on the store. Why? Because you are running your application on a development store and using npm run dev. This is purely for development purpose. This is not for production ready use app, right? So let me take this test away. And if I want to add one more menu here, what you will do? You come here in app.jsx, you can actually copy this and change to my new menu. And then if you go back, you see my new menu is immediately reflecting, right? Wonderful. Okay, so let us see from where this nice work on Shopify app comes. I'm more interested in searching the things, right? If I search here, it will tell that, okay, this is reading from a locale en.json file. So this is like for internationalization. So where it is located, it is in locale. So let us see where that folder locales, en.json. You see, this particular thing is coming from locale file. If I want to change, I can change to nice work snippet commerce, right? So if I save it, you see, nice work snippet commerce on building a Shopify app. Thank you very much. Okay, so let us go back. And from where this is coming, right? Homepage dot heading. That should be defined somewhere in the assets, right? So let us see what is in index.jsx, pages index.jsx. Yeah, you see that there is a React component here, the function homepage. This is the default entry point of the application. So the pages index.jsx is the default entry point of the application. And you see they are using I18 and translation, and to translate the keys to the specific language. So if you look at here, where is our heading? Yeah, here is our heading, homepage.heading. It is literally accessing the en.json file and reading homepage.heading and then showing it here. If I take this away, if I cut it and go back, that will be gone. The heading is gone. You see, there is no snippet comments. So let us go back and put it back, right? And then go back, the heading comes back. Okay, so this is, you can experiment some of the things here actually. Okay, now let us see what happens when we click on what is actually the product counter, from where it is coming from. Let us see product counter, where it is. Okay, is there any specific includes? Yeah, you see the products card. This is a React component actually, which is included in index.js. So the important concept of this component is that you can reuse it. If you want to reuse this products card somewhere, you can cut it and you can copy this and you can reuse it actually. But if I cut it, it is going to go away from this page. There is no product counter, right? The product counter, the entire functionality is coming from products card. So if I click here, right, and I can go directly to this file, that is actually coming from the components folder. You see, that is not why it is there. The products code is there inside the components because it's a component. You can reuse it anywhere you want. This is a principle of object-oriented concept, right? Object-oriented program. It's a reusable component. Okay, so you see how it works? It is actually, when it comes here, it loads this function and it loads this function and it is actually calling this specific API, fetch API. You see the API products count, where it is written. So this API products count is obviously written. If you see my architecture earlier, right? The front end, this is front end is calling the Express API application. So let me go back to here. So you see the front end will be calling the Express API backend application. So this is a call to the Express API. So this is actually a call to the Express API. Now where it is configured, the endpoints, where it is configured. It is configured here on the server. I already told you the index.js is the server file. So let me open this in a separate window. And you see API / this is the router. So sorry. The product card, the router is API products count, right? So it will come here. Whenever we hit /API, it is going to validate the authenticated session. And then finally, if the session is valid, if it sees that, okay, this is coming from Shopify embed, then it will go here, API products count, and then it executes a GraphQL query to get the products count. This is an API call to Shopify. So this server is actually making a call to Shopify. Now let us go back my architecture. The backend node express, that is this index.js, is making a call to Shopify server. You see how it works, the entire communication? And then this GraphQL API is obviously going to return the products count. So the products card is going to return that response back to the React component here. That is pretty much the life cycle basically, right? So again, if you go here, the total products is 70. It is actually querying the Shopify catalog using GraphQL. So if I go to products here, the real catalog, you can pretty much see about 17 products, right? I don't see where is the count, but yeah, if you count it, you can see there is like exactly 70 products. All right. So yeah, pretty much you built an app. So where you can see your embed app, you can come here in apps, and then you can see embed app, and can pretty much see how it works actually, right? Page name, and then my new menu. So my new menu is I actually pointed to the same thing like a dummy page. That's what it is showing, that specific thing, right? This is a page name. It's a dummy page. I can create whatever the pages I want here. For example, if I want to create a new page, so I will tell that, okay, this is my SC360. Then you need to create the same SC360 here. So let me copy this one, and then let me SC360, right? So yeah, so if I want to put a new heading, maybe I can say that, okay, this is page name dot heading. So where is my user page name? I can put a new heading in my page maybe like this, heading 1, and this is SC. Okay, I can copy this SC heading and then replace this with that, and then going back, you can refresh this. You see the SC heading is requested. So you can create n number of pages in your application. You can write whatever logic, whatever you want. Thank you very much. So I will be doing another tutorial on how we can host this application in a third-party hosting solution. Why we need to host, I will tell the reason, right? Because right now you are developing in a development platform, right? So this is your development platform. In order for the development platform to communicate with Shopify, it needs a tunnel URL. Where I can see the tunnel URL actually for this app, you can actually go to Shopify partners and then click on apps. The Shopify partner site will, list all the application. This is the one that you should look for, embed app. And then you can go down to, you can see all the configurations of this app, and then you can go here and click on configuration. You see the configuration, the app URL is actually a temporary URL provided by Shopify. This is a temporary tried Cloudflare URL. Okay, so if I hit here, this URL, it is going to say that, hey, no shop provided and all those stuff, because that's a different story. I will explain a little bit later, but this is actually not a permanent solution. We need to replace this tunnel URL with the hosting service URL, service provider URL. So the problem here is if I go back to my development store and if I go back to my app, right, embed app, you are seeing the result here, right, the home page and the product counter, etc. Now if I go back and kill my session, right, I clear it. So what is happening is now this app won't work anymore. You see the app is gone. 502 bad gateway. This is gone because the Shopify kills their Cloudflare, temporary Cloudflare tunnel URL, right? So this app won't work anymore when you end it or kill your development terminal. So watch for my next tutorial how we can host this application to an external host provider fly.io. Thank you very much.